Welcome to the Libra Lounge with Keisha podcast. I'm your host, Keisha. We've got my husband who is white, and his name is producer James.
Hello.
Yeah, we still get people who are surprised when they see you. Yeah, you're white.
Are they surprised that I'm white? Or are they
Yeah,
surprised that I look like I do?
both. And they wonder how you were able to get somebody that look as good as me.
I wonder the same thing myself every day.
Yeah, they're like, oh, he must make good money. Because his head big, like real big. Like, James, describe how big your head is and the shape. Don't forget the shape.
Um, it looks like Ron Perlman.
Yes. Yes.
It's basically
Had a
Ron
child
Perlman.
with Ron Perlman.
So Ron Perlman incested with Ron Perlman to give us
Yes.
a mutant Ron Perlman.
Yes. Perfectly
Okay.
described.
Yeah.
I could not. It looked like Ron Perlman had a baby with one of the creatures that he plays in movies. Yeah.
Basically, I was created by Guillermo del Toro.
Yes, and producer James and I do not have any biological children because he wants Vince to rip apart all my insides trying to push out a big head ass baby. Like,
It'd be
no,
like a
thank you.
It'd be like a bulldog where you have to have a C-section.
Yes, most definitely. And no,
I've
already
been
been through one C-section. It just we good.
I think one doctor told me I have a what's considered like a Cro-Magnon
Yeah,
head.
yeah. You
Yeah,
look like that. Like was it Star Trek?
like a
Which?
Klingon.
Yes, one of those, but white. Yeah, because they were a little bit brown.
They were all black.
Okay, you
I don't
look.
think there is a white Klingon.
You there is now.
Oh boy.
So this weekend my mom got the bright idea to take the little grandkids because she's got three, and then if you include my stepson, four grandkids. And my daughter Skylar is the oldest. She's 21. And then the next baby is 3 years old, and then the last one is 1.5, and there's another one on the way. So we taken a 3-year-old who does live with us to Moody Gardens last weekend. So my mom's like, okay, well, let's do something this weekend. And her suggestion was Chucky motherfucking Cheese.
The big Chuck.
Of all the places in the world, Chuck E. Cheese.
I mean, it's where a kid can be a kid.
It's a house of rats, okay? It's a house of rats, not just because Chucky is a rat, but it'd be so many goddamn kids in there running around. They literally look like, in Australia, sometimes they get that mouse invasion where there's
Yeah.
just mice everywhere. That is what Chuck E. Cheese is to me. So before we go, it's who was all here? It was me, James, my mom, my niece Mila, her mom, and then my brother and his fiance came over to drop off my niece Vivi, who's one. So immediately when my mom walks out, she sees that my brother, he's got a new truck, but he doesn't have the license plate on the front part.
Yeah, it's like a like a Houston Astros kind of a vanity thing.
Yeah, so that immediately set her the fuck off.
Immediately.
Immediately. Now, I wasn't there for the majority of it because I was in my room minding my own black business and getting dressed. But when I came out, like, we're loud. Like, that's normal. We're just loud. But it was an elevation of the loudness. I'm like, what's going on? So it's my mom and my brother going back and forth. You just want to get pulled over by the cops. Why you giving them an excuse to it? You know better, Alex. That don't make no sense, Alex. You know you doing wrong. You knew you didn't want me to see it.
But mama, it's okay.
So
It'll
there.
be okay.
Oh, he was
Mama.
being meaner than that. Yeah, he was being way meaner than that.
Ugh.
Yeah. And so I just said, what is going on? He ain't got no license plate on the front part of his truck. I just said, oh, this ain't got shit to do with me. Who brought them Shipley's donuts? Let me get on up in this box and get me a donut. And they just went back and forth. So eventually I got to the point, I'm like, Alex, that's my brother. I'm like, Did you forget who our mom is? She is a mother. She is a doctor. She is a gynecologist. She is a tax preparer. She is works for the CIA part time. She is the food works at the food stamp office. She's a social worker. She's a social activist. She's all of the. She thinks that she's all of these titles. Okay.
She's in every three-letter organization.
Yes. To herself, she thinks that she is. She worked for human resources. She's a job trainer. She's just all that she drives. She could drive a train. She does all of these things in her mind you. Okay. So to the point, I told my brother, I said, Alex, when I come back from the doctor and I tell her what the doctor has told me, you don't need to do this. You need to do this. I'm not talking about a trip from the PCP. I can rock with her a little bit if she says something about what this PCP said. Like maybe there is a home remedy for that. But I'm talking about motherfucking specialists, rheumatologists, hematologists.
People with the word ologist.
Ologists behind their names. She tells me not to do what they say to do. I remind him, if I have listened to the things that she has told me to not listen to that the specialists have told me, I would be 6 feet under. Okay, but then she be out there telling them how to bury me because she's a mortician.
Because she's also
a mortician. Yeah, she's a funeral home owner. Yes, he's like, man, I guess it's just been so long since I've had to deal with her every day. And I bucked my eyes and said, welcome to my fucking life. So that was the funny of the weekend right there. So, and even on the way to Chuck E. Cheese, she became a traffic reporter. Just like, don't take this way. The freeway gonna be closed. I'm gonna take the back. Which way? It is just always something. But I will say I am blessed because she is here. She's good. She's healthy. Let me knock on wood. But that bitch talked too goddamn much. Like, just.
Now we're gonna cut to Charlotte in the chopper.
Right. Right. That's her. But she flying a chopper.
She's flying too.
Yes. Because she knows how to do that as well. All right. If you are a friend of the Libra Lounge, you know what time it is. It is time for the gab.
We know she has a really big mouth, which sounds kind of dirty, and that's probably true too. Let's gossip. The gab with Keisha.
So on our last show, which don't talk about me, I know it was a minute ago. Okay.
Well, only 21 days.
No one talks more shit about how often I record more than producer James himself. And we live together, so I hear it quite often. It's almost like a rebellion of sorts. The more he talks about I need to record, the more I feel the need to be sick and not be able to record.
Which is really weird. I mean, it's your job. Like, you didn't do this when you were, like, working 8 to 5s. You know, you wouldn't be like, I wouldn't say something about your job and like, well, I'm just not going tomorrow.
No, because I could say something about my job and just not go the next day. I didn't need help nor support in doing that. I will take a day off. That is what PTO and sick days are for. To me, those are vacation days. And why just let them sit there? Use them. So on my last show, I interviewed Deborah Williams, who is from the Real Housewives of Potomac. She was a friend of last season. And one of my questions to her was she going to be on the coming up season? And she couldn't really answer that. But we found out that she most definitely is going to be on there because there has been a Real Housewives of Potomac brawl. This wasn't no fight. This was some ghetto in the hood kind of a fight. And you know who it revolved around?
Let me guess.
That fucking
Little
trained spider monkey with a dry wig on, Candace. Okay, so the word is that the girls were all, I think it was probably the season finale, because they always have something big as their season finale. But this year it's going to be Giselle and Ashley Darby have teamed up to create an activewear line. So what they did was they had a little bit of a fashion show. So once the camera stopped rolling, because that was the finale, the girls all met up at, it looked like a club / bar to me. And that's when all hell broke loose. Thank God people have cameras on their phones because we would have never been able to see this. So apparently, Deborah and Candace are going back and forth about shit that happened last season that could have been resolved last season if Candace had been woman enough to have a conversation with Deborah like Deborah wanted to do. But no, she had to be Candace. So they're having words. And so one of the new girls who's going to be a friend of, she really trying to get a flute is what she was doing. Because this didn't have shit to do with her at all. There was no reason for her to get into the middle of the fight.
What's a flute?
Oh my God.
Is it like the peaches?
Yes.
A flute?
Yes, for Potomac. Every franchise of the Real Housewives holds something in their hand during their intro, with the exception of the Real Housewives of New Jersey, which I don't know why they don't have anything in their head. They just put a fucking piece of pepperoni pizza in their hand. They're Italian. They're from New Jersey. Just put, I don't know, a bowl of pasta or some blinged out bowl of pasta in their hands. But for some odd reason, they've never had anything in their hands. But yes, Potomac, they hold flutes.
Why a flute?
Sophistication, class. They ran out of shit. I don't know what else represents Potomac.
Ran out of shit.
So they just got a flute.
Okay.
So and we live for that. We live for it. Ain't nothing in the flutes, but they have flutes in their hands.
Ain't nobody on that show play a flute.
Okay. So one of the newbies, I want to say she is a friend of Dr. Wendy's, and she befriends Candace as well. Don't quote me on that. I think that's what I read. So while Candace and Deborah are going back and forth, this girl gets in the middle of it and throws a punch at Deborah. All right. So if you see the video, it's a little bit confusion with that part, but we see Candace and her, I don't even know how to describe her anymore. I'm going to just stick with a small monkey. Like, there's different breeds of small monkeys, and she's all of them, okay?
Kind of a lemur, like with long arms a little bit.
Don't even do lemurs like that. I like lemurs a little bit.
Sorry.
So we see her standing up with like this big ass bottle of wine, knowing goddamn well she ain't gonna throw that wine.
That wine was as big as her.
It was as big as her. You know how they have those little single bottles of champagne, like the individuals? Mm-hmm. She couldn't even throw that. She can't fight. All she could do is talk shit and fold a napkin very well, or origami style, to wipe away her tears. All right. So these girls are going at it like they are on the floor fighting, throwing punches and pulling a lot of hair. And so from what we saw, it kind of looked like the girl had the upper hand on Deborah. But then again, we didn't get to see the whole video. So also I need to mention there is a woman who has on a lime green, you know how it's a suit, but it's with shorts instead of pants.
Okay.
It's like a blazer with matching shorts. And it appears, and she's trying to intervene and kind of stop the fight. And they drag her down on the ground as well. And all of us thought that it was Giselle because it looked very much like Giselle. But if we really know Giselle, we would know damn well Giselle was not going to work that hard to break up a fight. She was probably the one who was filming the fight, okay? And released it to TMZ. But it was not Giselle. It's also another possible friend of this season. So y'all know me and my nosy ass, which I really was concerned. I'm like, oh, that's my girl Deborah. What is going on? So a couple of days later, she kind of responded to the fight video. And she says that she has her hand open and there's a nail in it, like a full-on nail. And she's like, this is your nail from trying to tug on my real hair. So it looked like the girl was trying to pull Deborah's hair, which to me, that's just I can't win this fight. I'm just going to pull this bitch's hair. Thinking she could pull it out, but it was Deborah's real hair. But she must have been tugging pretty hard because, I mean, it was a full-on fingernail stuck in her hair. Wow. And Deborah then goes on to tell us, how was your ambulance ride? Insinuated that the girl left in an ambulance.
Damn.
So I of course can't see what Candace said because she has me blocked, as we all know. But I need the season to start like yesterday.
When does it premiere?
It's scheduled to, I want to say fall.
Fall?
Yeah.
Wow. That's a long time to kind of get ready.
Or maybe sooner, but yeah, I think fall starts in technically August.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I guess you're right.
We don't know that here in Texas
we have no
because
idea.
it's hot as fucking balls in August. But no, August is a fall month. It is the beginning
Really?
of, I think. I
Okay,
think.
I gotta do some Googling. on
Or,
that.
I mean, do what a producer would do. Look the shit up real quick.
think
You're
it-
in front of 2 monitors.
I think the longest day is in August, and,
And
then it starts
that's
getting
fall.
shorter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So August is begin. I think I heard someone say September, if I'm not mistaken. Now he wants to sit. Now he wants to. Y'all hear him typing? Now he's looking it up. Anyway, so in other Real Housewives news, we had the premiere of the reboot of Real Housewives of New York, better known as RHONY. I have to say that because every time I say RHONY, James is like, "What are you talking about?" And
Who are
I'm
you
like,
talking about?
Yeah, he thinks I'm talking about some black girl named Ronay, Ronisha. He thinks that's what he thinks I'm talking about. I'm like, no, it's the Real Housewives of New York, which many of you know, I did not watch the original, but I'm one of those people that I don't have to watch a show to know everything about the show.
So it's a reboot. So it's a totally new cast.
Totally new
Brand new.
cast.
Okay.
Yes. Which, when I say they were all about inclusion with this cast, they was not playing the fuck around, all right? So we have Brynn, who some of you may be surprised to know is half black, because you really cannot tell. I'm usually pretty well. Black people, no matter how light or white looking the person is, we can always spot like a black feature.
Yeah.
But it's kind of hidden in her a little bit. Now, my friend Dan, hey Dan, he was the one who first told me that she was half black because his roommate actually used to be friends with Brynn's brother.
Oh.
I'm like, God dang, they ain't friends now. So I can get like an interview. Like, can you make them help them rekindle their relationship? I'll even buy them dinner. I will send the money up there. Like, I need the scoop on Brynn. So we've got Brynn, then we've got Sai, who is Afro Latina, and the majority of these girls are social media influencers, or they have something to do with the fashion industry. Then we have Uba, who is a model, but I also think she does something food related. If I'm trying to think about her Instagram account, I think that she does something with cooking as well. Then there is Jenna. Jenna is bisexual. Okay. We know that Jenna used to be married and she had a son. Then
Right.
at some point she went strictly to women. So
Okay.
does that still make you bisexual, or does that make you a lesbian now?
Well, it makes it whatever she says she is. So
She
if
says a lesbian.
Okay, then
So she's a lesbian.
yeah, she's
Okay.
saying she's gone full
Yeah.
lesbian.
And she is so fucking New York. I love her style. I mean, it is for people who live in the South. When we think about New York, this is what we think about. Like, this is New York. Then we have Aaron, who is Jewish, and then we have Jessel, who is Indian. So they went all. The only thing they're missing is a gay man.
Oh yeah.
Which
As a housewife?
As a housewife. That is the only thing that they are missing right there. Like, they made sure they had a checklist and they marked off check, double check, because we got some doubles on here as well.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? But I personally really like the show. So the first episode, this is how New York these bitches are. They had a fight about cheese. Not government cheese, like
Oh, real cheese.
real cheese, a fancy cheese platter.
Ooh, a charcuterie board
A
of cheese?
charcuterie board of sorts.
Ooh.
Yes. And they also felt about what part of the 2000s a restaurant was that they went to was. They're like,
Okay.
that's so 2014. Why would you go there? Yeah, that is
Wow.
how New York they are. Like, we don't do that down here. We don't say, oh, that restaurant's last season.
We don't have
No,
seasons.
We don't have seasons. Or,
First
oh,
up.
that restaurant that's where everyone went in 2019.
No. we
No,
don't do
we're
that.
like, is the food still good?
Like, it's still Dairy Queen. So
Yeah. Which I don't know. They don't have Dairy Queens in New York.
No.
No. So that is what, okay. So a lot of you don't even know what Dairy Queen is, and you've never even seen a Dairy Queen commercial. Because in the commercial it goes, DQ, that's what I like about Texas. It is Southern.
It's Southern. Way Southern.
Yeah. So if these bitches are fighting about a restaurant that was so 2014, they would shit on us about going to Dairy Queen.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, where you could get a soft serve on a cone.
with sprinkles
Where you could get a hamburger.
and
You
a blizzard.
and a blizzard. And they turn your blizzard upside down so you can know it's really a blizzard.
Yeah.
Yes. And you could also get tacos and burritos and onion rings. You can get chicken fingers, steak fingers with gravy, the white gravy,
And the orange Julius
and toast.
with toast.
With toast. And
Best part.
you dip your toast in the gravy.
Yep.
Yeah. That's why we have high cholesterol down here in Texas.
That's why we're all fucking falling over at 800 pounds.
Yeah. These bitches are getting into a fight about cheese. So last night, episode 2 came out, and the bitches were being snooty about a caviar bar.
Oh, is this where the lady put the caviar on the Pringles?
Yeah, so they had like a caviar connoisseur come and do a caviar spread.
Okay.
These bitches
God.
complained about that.
Really?
Yeah.
It wasn't the right kind of caviar.
It wasn't.
beluga.
They said it wasn't enough variety of food. Like they had
It's fish eggs.
caviar in different. Like they had caviar with on Pringles, which I guess that's like a new thing. I guess they were kind of being woke. Like you can be poorish and eat caviar. I don't know. I didn't get the
No,
Pringles.
It doesn't work like that.
But they had crackers and they had like fresh dill and they had
Okay.
all these things. It looked real. I could have got full. I'm lying because I would have been like, where the gravy at? Y'all gonna put some gravy? Where's the catfish? And
Where's the catfish,
where's the
caviar?
catfish and the tartar sauce to go? Like to me, I've never had caviar a day in my life, but to me that looks like something that is an appetizer.
It looks like a topping.
Yeah. But it also looks very fucking expensive. And I'm going to
Yes.
be pissed off as hell if I have a caviar connoisseur come to my house, do a whole spread. I mean, it was a spread. It was a lot going on. And these bitches were still complaining about that. So they're all at Aaron's house in the Hamptons, mind you. Okay. They're in the Hamptons. All right.
Off season.
Off season in the Hamptons. All right. She's like, why the fuck would I serve you guys lunch where we're going to dinner at 7? See, that's how it's New York. Because down here, we most definitely gonna have a big ass lunch and still go to dinner 2 hours later like we didn't eat at all that day.
Oh, they're two separate meals.
2 separate meals.
Two
We
totally
have
different
we have
events.
dinner and supper and dessert.
And
Like
Lebanese.
yeah, we do. Like, look, we wake up in the morning down here and have a snack with our coffee and then have a full-on breakfast. Breakfast for us down here is pork sausage, beef sausage, link sausage, bacon, 2 types of bacon, eggs, grits, cheesy grits, biscuits, toast, jam, butter, all of those things.
We have what people eat for lunch and dinner as breakfast.
breakfast.
Like tacos.
Yeah, breakfast
have
tacos.
tacos.
Yeah, well, our breakfast tacos are like this. Like y'all are probably thinking eggs and sausage. No, we have chorizo, eggs, cilantro, pico. We have brisket. Yes, barbecue brisket
Brisket
tacos.
tacos.
For breakfast in the morning time.
Thank you, Buc-ee's.
And if we're and don't let us have a little bit of fruit because then we think the whole damn meal was healthy. Okay? While these bitches are up there up north talking about a caviar bar.
We have an apple Danish thinking we did good.
Do you know how fucking rich we would think if we went to our friend's house, okay, and they had a caviar bar?
You know what? With our friends, we would think how big of an asshole they were bringing us over to serve us caviar.
We'd be like, well, where the rest of the meat?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we think that was not enough.
But y'all got meat on the pit, right? The pit is smoking in the backyard, correct?
You got brisket and ribs, right?
No,
We ain't just
we would
eating fish
have,
eggs.
this is how we would do caviar down here. On a buttered biscuit, we would have a little bit of caviar, a little bit of jelly, a little bit of sausage, some hot sauce, and dip it in gravy.
Oh, we throw Tabasco on that caviar.
Tabasco, yes,
and
that
make
is
everybody cry.
yeah, that is. I mean, I agree with them that caviar would not fill me up, but I wouldn't go to someone's house and bitch about it.
I wouldn't either.
Okay, so then
Pretty
it
sure
gets
I wouldn't do that
it gets
either.
worse. Now, mind you, y'all know me. I'm only going to talk about the petty parts of the show, which so far I love RHONY. I like it a lot. I mean, it is like, oh, RHONY's coming back on. I was like super excited last night, and it did not fail. So we have Jenna, who used to work for J. Crew.
Wasn't she like a big deal?
She was a
there?
big, huge deal. Jenna Lyons, like she's such a big deal that she told us that the New York Post actually outed her before she could out herself to her family. Yeah,
That's big.
that's a big fucking deal right there. So as her gift, because all these bitches always give away gifts. Look, when we come to your house, we bring cookies. We made you may bring some wine if we're feeling fancy, but and maybe some flowers, but that's all we do. This was not even her house, and she still brought gifts for each girl. She brought for them each lingerie.
Wow.
That is some fancy shit. And these bitches still complain about it. Complain. First it was Uba. Uba's like, I don't like it. This is awful. This is one piece. Why did Erin get two pieces? Did she not look at my Instagram and see this body? Which I thought what she had on looked great, which she eventually came around. I don't know if she was lying or not, but she's like, you know what? I changed my mind. I love it. I love it. It looked great. And it looks, nothing can look bad on her. All right. She's like 7'4". She's Somalian. Okay. She's going to look good in everything. But then we get to Jessel, who hasn't had sex with her husband since the birth of her twins, who are like 20,
Like
like
23?
they're like 1.5.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She re-virginized herself basically. Okay. She gets she gets a piece of lingerie that I don't know what kind of green this was. It was an emerald green.
Kind of a jade.
Yeah,
green,
it was shade.
Like a dull-ish
Yeah.
green, yeah.
So it's satin, silk, I don't know what it was, and it had lace on it. And first she was offended because it was a size large.
You don't have large lingerie.
Someone actually said, lingerie, you only want to see an XS or an S on your lingerie.
Right.
Not for this body that I have. Maybe that's why I don't bother wearing. I think lingerie is one of the stupidest things on planet Earth, unless you're a model and you're modeling the lingerie.
Yeah, she does not own one piece of lingerie.
No,
Never has.
I just stopped wearing panties out of a pack 2 years ago because my friends had an intervention for me. They seriously had an intervention for me, made me feel bad about, but to me, there is nothing more euphoric than opening up a new pack of panties.
A new pack.
New pack of panties.
A new bag.
Rip
of
me out the
panties
plastic. I've been acting brand new.
from Walmart.
I don't shop at Walmart, and you know I don't. They were from Target. They were from
Target.
Target, okay. But my friends talked about me so fucking bad that now I only buy panties off the motherfucking hanger, okay? I'm like, are you bitches happy? When I get a new pair, I send them a snapshot. Look, this has lace on it. Oh, this is silky. What the fuck? By the end of the day, they gonna stink, okay? That is how I look at it. So she's got on, and to be fair, it didn't fit her well. It wasn't becoming of her body, and her titties, I don't know if they had a sag to them.
I couldn't tell where they were.
Yeah, it didn't fit her well, okay? But it was cute. But this bitch threw a catastrophic fit about this. How horrible is this? This is so ugly. Why would anyone think that I would look good in it? No one would look good in this. Look at this color. But to me, the color was flattering of her dark Indian complexion.
I thought so
I thought
too.
it looked very well.
It did.
So she's bitching. I mean, it is a bitch fest that she's doing. Like, I felt secondhand embarrassment for her for how much she was bitching about it. Because to me, part of the problem was your body ain't where you really want it to be right now. And she's bitching about this in front of the person from the fashion industry who gifted it to her. This is what I would have done. I don't think this flatters my body. Like, but Jenna, how can I get this in a smaller size or a bigger size? I love it. Thank you so much. I just don't think it looks right on me. I would love it in a different size. She stomped her way upstairs saying, I don't think this will, someone's crazy to think that this will look good on me. I tell you what, if I spend my good time and my good money, even if she had gotten the shit from free. So let's say she called up one of her friends in the fashion industry and said, look, I need this for this girl, that girl, whatever. I'd be like, I tell you what, bitch, while we in this kitchen down here by this leftover caviar, I'm going to need you to take that motherfucking piece of lingerie off and give it back to me. I will go give it to a homeless person in the Hamptons. I don't think they
those
have
exist.
those. But I tell you what, when we get back to New York, the first homeless man that I see, I'm giving this motherfucking dress to. Fuck you. Fuck you. fuck your twins, fuck your husband, fuck the country you came from. That is how pissed off I would have been.
Yep.
Because she was acting it was offensive almost.
It was like childish. Really fucking childish.
Especially when she stomped up the stairs talking shit about it.
Like a 10-year-old who just got told no.
She was bitchy so much that the other girls were kind of just like looking at each other like, damn, and we thought we was bitches for talking about the caviar. Obviously, we crawl so this bitch Jessel could walk. Because it was just bad. And I think they're going to rip into her next episode. It was so bad that poor Jenna just was looking down. She couldn't even say anything. Like, and to me, she's kind of a badass, but she didn't even like defend herself. She didn't say anything. Just, it was bad. And it was so nicely, like, she had it nicely wrapped in cute little bags. And
oh, yeah. I mean, she put some thought into it.
yeah. Like, if someone gifts, like, I've been gifted things from people, especially clothes that I did not like. I would never put it on my body. Like, I would have felt how Jenna felt, but I would have kept it on the inside.
Yeah, you're pretty civil and you have some class.
And I would have just given it to someone else.
Right.
You know what I mean? There you go. It wasn't wasted. I didn't like it, but someone else may like it. But it was no reason to be rude to the gifter at all.
Yep.
So if you're not watching RHONY, most definitely check it out. So we're going to go from New York to Hillbilly and talk about this new Jason Aldean song, Try That in a Small Town. Lots of controversy about this. I have not listened to the song. I have looked at the lyrics of the song. I have looked at parts of the video. Okay. Now we come from a small town, very small town. And on my Facebook thread, I see lots of people, I seen Jason Aldean. Yeah, try that in a small town. Oh, stuff has happened in our small town, and your bitch ass didn't do not one motherfucking thing. Actually, in our small town, we had what would you call Hurricane Harvey? We made national news.
A catastrophic disaster.
Yeah, that devastated our town. And some of these same hoes talk about try that in a small town. You volunteered? Did you cook meals? Did you donate? Did you help with cleanups? No, you did none of that in this small town.
Yeah, that small town meant nothing.
Zero to you. You don't even be claiming that. I looked at your Facebook page and the info. It don't even say what town you from. But you're talking about, I'm going to get a t-shirt made saying try that in a small town. Now, Producer James, I know you have more info on this because you did watch the whole video. Now, Producer James and I come from very different viewpoints, okay? Racially, how we grew up, so we see certain things quite differently. So I want to get what your intake is, but please, before you do that, do remember who the fuck you live with. And there is racial diversity with our house, but it's pretty much on the side of the darkers in this household.
True.
Yes.
True.
Go ahead.
So, like, reading the lyrics and listening to the song, to me, it's just another one of these kind of rah-rah, redneck, blue-collar, don't do that in my town kind of shit. I mean, Montgomery Gentry had a song that was, a little bit like it years ago, which was just, it's my town, it's different, it's small town, it's whatever. If it wasn't for the video, you could literally read the lyrics just as, okay, no one likes riots, no one likes violence, no one likes that kind of bullshit. It doesn't make any difference whether it's a small town or not, because there's plenty of small towns in fucking West Virginia where some shitty things happen all the time. Don't make no difference if it's a small town. But the video really put the narrative to the song.
Which was?
Granted,
racially charged, perhaps.
So
undertone of racism.
So in the song, it's hard to get that. But the video, granted, the footage they used had violence from all different areas, different people. It was kind of a little bit of everything. But the church, but the courthouse, which they stood in front of,
which was what?
Which has a history of, I think, was it someone who got lynched?
A black man was lynched because I think a white woman said that he looked at her, or it was something.
It was something like that.
Yes.
And yeah.
He chose to stand in front of that
church.
That courthouse.
I'm not church. I keep saying church. So again, you put it all together. it is really hard to defend it. It was easy to give it a pass as just another, rah rah redneck song, which country music spits out every couple of years. But the video gave it the context that it's hard to defend.
Ignore. So also, Jason Aldean was very vocal during the Black Lives Matters protests. Okay.
Right.
Now, yes, there were protests, but there were tons of peaceful protesting as well. There was some rioting, but there was also peaceful protests. But whenever people see people of color protesting, even if it is peacefully, it's an issue. Now, let me ask you, because you said that there was, in the video, you could see several different types of riots, correct? Perhaps he should have stood in front of the White House instead of that courthouse. Video footage from January 6th.
I mean, that would have been, to be honest with you, that would have been a really, really good way to try to balance the message. Because
he didn't want to balance it.
No, he didn't want to balance it.
He didn't want to balance it.
It was about rioting, not about the January 6th rioters,
which was horrible,
which was bad as well. Absolutely.
Yes.
But no, you could tell it was that urban riot. Don't try that in my town. But, and this is to the credit and to the detriment of Black Lives Matter, they did such a good job of being so public. Now they are the face of riots.
Yes.
So anytime you talk about riots, people assume you're going to talk about BLM because they just seem to.
It was the most recent.
It was the most recent, and it was the most visible.
But
I think.
Let's not forget January 6th. That's pretty bad.
Yeah, that was horrible.
But it was a different class of people doing it. That was the difference.
Yep.
Here's my take on it.
And country music, just to add, country music has not had one song that I've heard of
about that
condemns an attempted coup of our country.
Yes. Coon? Who you calling a coon?
I said coup.
Oh, boy. I was about to say. I was about to ride up in his house. So, to me, it matters not because country music makes me fucking fart. I can't stand it. Unless it is Shania Twain.
Or Dolly Parton.
John Michael Montgomery, he can still get it if he want to. But other than that, I don't really have anything for it. Y'all can kick me out of Texas if you want to, but no, I don't do country music. But
I don't do new country.
Yeah,
much at all.
And I tell you what, I don't like things that have a racist undertone to them. I'd rather you be toned with it so I can know exactly what don't hide behind it. Like, I'm a mega bitch. I don't do undertone bitch. I'm a bitch. I want everyone to know I'm a bitch. So bitch, you know not to fuck with this bitch. I don't like the undertone of it because to me, the undertone is I know I'm wrong, but I'm going to do just enough that it's like, no, it can't be that because I put that in it.
See, I respect somebody, I hate racist, but I respect someone who is clearly racist because I can say, okay, I see purely what you are. I can clearly disagree with you, and we can clearly have a debate about who we think is right. That undercover shit, it's weak, it's pointless. If you're gonna be a fucking racist, be a loud one. Just like if you're gonna not be a loud one.
So some of y'all may not agree with us. So what we're gonna do the next segment is we're gonna talk about Black people. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Libra Lounge with Keisha podcast. And I want to remind you guys to make sure to follow us on Instagram. And if you are enjoying the show, make sure to leave us a 5-star review on iTunes. Remember, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Oh, I got to give a shout out real quick. I don't know if you guys listen to the Queen of Con podcast, but it is so freaking good. It is basically about female con artists. All right. This season it's going to be all about Jen Shaw. I haven't started it yet, but I don't listen to podcasts unless I'm in the car. I don't know. I'm weird. No, I can't. I don't know what it is. It's relaxing. I can concentrate on it when I'm driving and listening to a podcast. I just cannot do it in the house. I don't know what it is, but most definitely check it out. I'm super excited to check out this season. It's so good, but start with season 1. All right. Also, if you love hearing my voice, you can check me out on Pink Shade Podcast as we are breaking down and recapping Match Me Abroad, which is on TLC. There's only 2 more episodes. And also Love During Lock Up. Villain Fridays. We love it. We love it. Okay. Anything else, Producer James? Did I forget to say like or subscribe or...
Support us on Patreon. Just like us, love us as we are.
Oh, and if you're going to BravoCon this year, child, that whole BravoCon, that is something else right there.
I am shocked.
I am... I feel like there's people out there selling ass for a ticket to BravoCon.
There could be.
It is insane. Like, the tickets sold out within minutes.
I had no
Not
idea.
10 minutes, less than 10 minutes.
Yeah, it sold out like a Taylor Swift concert.
Yeah, so, and you had to be there or be square to get your ticket, all right? So Producer James and I are most definitely going to be there. Mary Payne from Pink Shade is going to be there along with her producer, Ingrid. And we're going to be staying at Caesar's Palace, which is where BravoCon is going to be. Don't hate. So I'm hoping that I get stuck in the elevator, like the elevator breaks down, and I am stuck in there with Giselle Bryant. For sure, I could disagree with Giselle. I would say Teresa Giudice is one of my faves, but she
seems
hasn't
like
been
someone
doing
you
it
could
for
take
me.
in small doses.
No, I would love to take her in lots of dosages, but the last 2 seasons, she's just, I don't know. Ever since Louis came into the picture,
Louis ruined it.
me and Tree just have not been right. We have not. But you know what? I would love to be stuck in an elevator with any of them.
Yeah.
Because y'all know I'm just going to do a whole podcast.
On our iPhone.
I'm like, I finally got one of you hoes on my show. Hey, welcome to the Libra Lounge with Keisha. We're reporting live from BravoCon. All right, so this is something, oh Lord, the whole Black community is just so beyond embarrassed because, you guys have heard me talk about this before. Once upon a time when like a really crazy, like bizarre crime was committed, we knew it wasn't one of us. We knew it was more
white.
in the shade of Producer James. But ever since that motherfucking, what was it, the BK killer sniper guy?
Well, the DC sniper.
Yeah,
And Jesse Smollett.
things just been going way, way down for us. Like, I'm at the point now, I'm going to say, I'm just real dark West Indian or East Indian or something like that. Don't associate me with these. So Carly Russell made national news because she was kidnapped, okay? This was a crazy case. So this girl is driving. Where does she live at? Is she in...
I don't know.
I can't remember if she's in Atlanta. I think it's Atlanta. Okay. So she's driving on the highway and she sees a toddler on the side of a road in a diaper walking. Okay. So she did what any other person would do other than me. She pulled over, like, hey baby, where the fuck are you going? It's nighttime. You're in the diaper. You're on the side of a road. What are you doing? So she calls 911. She's like, look, there's a toddler on the side of the road. I don't know what to do. This is where I'm at. Then she calls her family. She's like, y'all, because that's what Black people do. We will call our family before we call the proper authorities. But she did it right. She called 911 first. Then she called home. She's like, y'all, I'm driving. I see this baby on the side of the road. I'm going to help him. I don't know what to do. Then radio silence. They don't know what to do. The police go out to where she is. They find her car. They find her phone. They find some food in there. They find her wig. Oh my God, she's been kidnapped.
Alabama, by the way.
Okay, Alabama, big country.
They found her wig.
They found her wig. They found her cell
that's
phone,
bad.
and they found her food. So for the first time, a missing woman of color makes national news. This is huge for us because, this is big for us.
We're so happy and proud.
Yeah, because when we come out missing, it's like the nation don't give a fuck. Let someone with blonde hair and blue eyes go missing. Oh my gosh, we're having a national day of silence because this person is missing. We don't get that kind of attention. And it's not just Black women, it's women of color in general.
True.
So this was huge. We're like, finally, great. We got to find Carly. Like, where is Carly at? Like, I go in the room, talk to my mom. I'm like, I don't think this is gonna end well. This just don't sound good. It sounds like what they did was they used this baby as a way to catch this girl. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think you guys know I'm super duper paranoid about human trafficking, sex trafficking, child trafficking. I don't even call it just trafficking. It's in categories to me. That
yeah.
is how like paranoid I am about any form of kidnapping. Like we have talks about this in our house, all of us. They even starting to kidnap chubby people. That's what I thought when Carly went missing. I'm like, oh, she kind of thick. I
See,
thought we were safe.
that's when you start really gotta wonder.
Suspicious, because it's usually they don't you typically go higher than a size 6 or 8 because we trouble. It's a lot of
a lot to
heavy,
handle.
it's a lot
Yeah.
it's a lot of heavy lifting. Oh yeah, it's gonna take a couple of us to pull this big bitch. That's what they would say if they were trying to kidnap me. First, when they saw if someone tried to kidnap me, first the resting bitch face and the knife in my hand is gonna make them think twice. But I'm gonna give you a fight for your life with these thighs trying to kidnap me. I'm gonna use the titties, the big stomach, the ass, all of it to save my own life. Like I'm so paranoid about trafficking that people they laugh at me about it because they think that I'm joking. But I'm so my child leaves the house with the following things: a taser, a rape whistle, mace, brass knuckles. That is how hardcore we are about
And
it.
that's 100% true. No
Yes.
joke, no exaggeration. 100%
Yes.
true.
I do purse checks to make sure that she really does have all of these things. So we're like, okay, Black people are like, we got to do prayer circles. You know, we need to contact shamans. We need to talk to our ancestors because we have got to find Carly.
We need Black Panther.
Carly, T'Challa. Did you hear about this? In Wakanda? Y'all talking about it? Okay, y'all talking about it in Wakanda? Okay, good. We got the Wakandas on our side. Okay, we got the Wakandas. Like, this was huge for us. Like, we're over our stoves. It's cooking stuff with tears in our eyes, tears dropping in and seasoning the soup because we are trying to call on our ancestors because we got to find Carly, y'all. We in the news. We done. It is the equivalent of somebody who has been selling their rap CDs for years and years and years in their trunk, and they finally make it big. That is what that was a representation for us.
It's like Carly got kidnapped. It's like we all got kidnapped.
It is like, oh my God, this girl, we got to find this girl, y'all. Where are the dogs? We got the dog. Where is Dog the bounty hunter at? We need him on the case.
I think it's pretty clear he wouldn't look for
He
her.
would for attention. So then what was it? 2-3 days later, Carly is found. So we're like, y'all, they found Carly.
Yay.
Carly back.
We're about to get a story now.
But then we heard Carly was found at her house on the front porch.
Yeah, with no bound marks of any kind.
We didn't even get that far.
No, okay.
Soon as they said she showed up at her house, I said, nah, this bitch lying right here. This bitch is lying. So I tell my mom, I'm like, this don't sound right. She's like, well, which I was shocked because my mama don't like nobody and she don't believe shit. Then I start telling some of my friends and I'm like, y'all, the math is not mathing. It ain't mathing. 2 + 2 is not equaling 4. It's equaling 17. Something is not right. And everyone's like, well, I mean, I got into a couple of Instagram, like not big arguments, but people like, nah, it's true. Somebody said they saw that same baby. Really? Because we have yet to get a description of this infant who's just walking around all over fucking Alabama by himself.
Well, and no missing persons.
No Amber Alert for him, nothing at all. So I'm like, okay.
Y'all just forgot about that white baby.
We don't know what color the baby was. Did we ever know what color the baby? There was no description of the baby. But we're gonna assume. Okay, but we're gonna assume it's white. And I'm gonna tell you why. You're right. It is a white baby. I'm gonna tell you why in a second. So Carly shows up at home. So everyone in the Black community, with the exception of me and like maybe 5,000 other Black people, were like, this some goddamn bullshit right here. She showed up at home. So you mean to tell me that kidnappers all of a sudden say this person is getting national attention? Let me pull over my 18-wheeler, drive her into her neighborhood, and drop this one off. Like, no one does that.
That never happens.
That never fucking happens. No,
And every missing person parent does it.
there has been rich people who have been kidnapped and still wind up being dead after their families paid the ransom. Like, this just, they don't usually
just get dropped off.
No.
Without
especially on their
telling
streets.
the police, by the way, I got returned.
No, how about on their street? On their fucking street. Yeah. First of all, how you know where I live? You have my driver's license? I'm gonna need that all the way back from when I get home and go back to nursing school, okay? Because she's in nursing school. So then her parents decide to do a motherfucking interview. That's when I really knew this was some niggeration, holleration in this dancery right here. Because I know my people, and I know when my people are lying. And they was lying. How does someone ask you, was your daughter fighting for her life? And you're saying, yes, she was. But your head is nodding back and not up and down, but left to right.
Your head's shaking.
No.
Your words are not.
Your words are not matching with
shaking.
your body language at all. I'm like, they should have just stayed quiet. They just should have said, we too distraught to have this interview. They did a couple of interviews, and each one was just as bad. Now, y'all know, because I have watched enough CSI, SWAT.
Yeah, SWAT.
I think I'm borderline a fucking homicide detective, okay? And I also do detective work for human trafficking. So I immediately knew, once again, this bitch is fucking lying to the nation. Where is Quanell X at? Because he needs to be all up in her ass. So then a couple of days later, because I'm still having debates with people who just think I am so wrong for not believing this girl. So I'm on TikTok. I'm like, finally, there's people. Okay, yeah. This makes sense. So the first thing was Carly left work and she ordered food and she picked up that food. Which that's fine. That's what you do when you get off work. You're hungry, all right? But the food was left in the car. I tell you what, most Black people that I know that pick up food after they get off a shift, half the food is going to be left by the time you get home. Her food was not touched.
It's going to get started as soon as you're in the parking lot.
Yeah, my finger's going to be, by the time I get home, I'm licking my fingers, licking the grease off so I can go ahead and open my car door. Yeah. So the food is left in there. Then it came out that she had made a stop to Target to pick up granola and Cheez-Its, which the Target bag was not found inside of the car. If I'm a kidnapper and you're going to provide snacks for me when I kidnap you, I'm going to go ahead and accept them. You know what I mean? Sure. But that also leads you to think she picked up snacks for herself. Then it comes out, and this is when this was all the before the police did their conference, this was all the clarification that I needed. The boyfriend had been cheating on her with a stripper. Yeah.
Ooh, I didn't know that part.
Oh, yeah. So she's big mad at him.
Oh.
Instead of doing what any normal woman would do, which would be to bash out his windows, go to his job, cuss him out, go get your cousins and y'all roll up on the girl and beat her ass while she's going up and down on that pole. She stages a whole kidnapping. So finally, there is the news conference. And I'm like, I'm about to be like, I knew all this to everyone that I know. I knew this. I told y'all this. So here are the facts. No child has been reported missing. No one else saw this child. And little did Carly know was that cameras were able to video her as she's making this stop. Now, when she made the phone call, she also drove, 600 yards? It was like the equivalent of 3 football fields. Okay. Now, this is a toddler, possibly a homeless child, a child who has been beaten because they're used for bait. That motherfucking kid needs to be in the Olympics because he was moving fast. If you had to go follow him that hard for that long, he is moving pretty fucking fast, okay? Then they realized that she made other phone calls, okay? Then they also found out that she was staying in a hotel under another name. And she also took all of her snacks and other delectables from Target with her, okay? And she also was making calls from a burner phone. Which, because to me, if I'm kidnapping someone, I don't give a fuck about where your phone is. I'm not going to leave it just in your car. You know what I mean? It's probably going to get thrown in the woods or this, and that. So what we really saw while Carly claims that she was, following this small endangered toddler, she was looking for the spot where she knew she could go to this motel that she was staying in. The bitch fucking was lying. And then they looked up why do people always think that you can just delete your browser history and it's gone forever?
They don't understand a single thing about how technology actually works.
Nothing at all. Like, when I delete my porn, I know that if James really wants to find out what I was looking at, he can find out what I was looking at, regardless if you just delete. You really almost delete things so that in case someone uses your phone, they don't accidentally go to the last website you were on. That's basically all that it does.
Yeah, it's not, you're not beating forensics.
Not at all. So what they found was that she had, this is so fucking dumb. She had searched, do you have to pay money for an Amber Alert? But this somebody who in nursing school. Ugh. Okay. Then she looked up the movie Taken. Liam Neeson, I guess she thought you was going to look for her ass. Or she was in the hopes that you didn't come looking for. Because Liam Neeson going to find you. That's for goddamn sure.
Well, he has a particular set of skills.
I mean, even though his child got kidnapped like 3 different times, he still found her each time, okay? Then what else did she look up? It was something else that was...
There was also, it was like a one-way ticket to Birmingham.
Yes,
something like
yes,
that.
yes. So this bitch had everybody, white people, black people, Hispanic people, Native Americans, everybody looking for her ass. And she really thought by snatching off her wig and leaving it in her car, that was really gonna make a black woman. I don't care if you kidnapping me, we keeping this wig. Because I paid too much money for this motherfucking wig. If you gonna kidnap me and they gonna find my body, they gonna find my body with this lace front on. All the way on, and it bet be tight. So it's just she didn't even do it right.
She Jussie Smollett everybody, but did half like a half-ass version.
She did worse than him.
You think so? Worse? Yeah. I mean, he actually hired people to
She should have hired people.
I mean, she didn't hire a baby.
Yeah, she just made up one in her fucking head.
Yeah, I'm saying she just made up everything.
She just made up everything. Jussie was on the smarter end of stupid. Okay.
There you go.
He's on the smarter end of stupid. She was just stupid. You know, I feel like if my child, I don't care if my child is 55 years old and she did some bullshit like this, police, don't worry about it. Judge, I got this. I'm telling y'all, don't waste no more money on this bitch right here, because I'm going to take care of it. My foot would be so far up her ass that you would see my toes coming out her throat. Okay? She would catch holy hell for the rest of her life.
This is one of those that we're going to handle this internally.
We got this. Y'all did y'all's part. The rest of it going to be left up to the Holmans and the Owenses. We got this. That y'all did good. Thank y'all. We'll send y'all some edible arrangements. But the rest of it, we're going to take care of right. One thing was she was going to get on national TV and fucking apologize.
Yes.
I would make her ass to do that. So now she's trying to play the crazy card, right?
Yep.
So this stupid again. They have found out all of this information, all of it, every part of it. Okay. And this is what she going to tell somebody. I just need a couple of days. It's still real foggy. It's foggy. I just need a couple of days to get my mind right, my memory coming. Now you have amnesia too. She can't remember. She's having, as people say, memory problems. She's having memory problems. Okay, fuck the whole memory. It's memory problems. I just remember that it was a man with orange hair that came out of the woods. Was it Trump? Was it Carrot Top? Was it Krusty the Clown? Who was it? A white man with orange hair came out of the woods.
Sideshow Bob.
To come get you.
And leave the baby?
It was
With
a
bait
woman.
baby?
Yeah, but the baby was there somehow. And this is why I said the baby might have been white, because she said a white man with orange hair.
Yep,
Okay,
that's what I'm
that's
saying.
Irish. Now she going against the Irish and the Scottish people. It was one of them who kidnapped her. Then she's like, it was a woman, but I didn't see the woman, but the woman was playing with my hair. Was it your hair, or was it another wig that you had put on? I don't know. Was your hair in cornrows since they snatched the wig off your hair? How was she? I need details about how she was playing with your hair. And then she laid me in her lap. She's playing with my hair and feeding me Cheez-Its. Wow. Was it the Cheez-Its that you brought from Target and brought along with you? That was really nice that she fed you your own shit. It just makes zero sense to me. And it really is so just, I mean, I've been wearing a hat everywhere I go. And my hat be so down low, it touched the tip of my nose, because I am embarrassed to be black right now. But glad you made it home unconscious, because remember her family, they first said she was unconscious.
Yeah.
But then when EMS got there, she was up talking. She was good. Nothing was wrong with her. But like, bitch, did nothing happen to you except for your man didn't want you, which her boyfriend now is trying to get a restraining order from her and her whole family.
I would.
They're
I mean,
crazy.
she's crazy.
Yeah, they're crazy. All right, so we'll move along from Carly Russell, who every time I say her name, I have to think really hard, because I always want to say Carly Lee Jepsen, who sang this song. So here's my number. So call me maybe.
Oh, I keep wanting to say Carrie Russell.
I don't know, it's just fucked up. I don't think no one should ever name their baby Carly after this incident right
So here's
here.
the thing now. Do you think she ruined it for the next black girl that actually does get
Well,
kidnapped?
that's a fear. That's a genuine fear. Look how long. If you think of all the nationally made cases of someone being missing, how did they look?
Pretty white, pretty light.
Yeah, I mean, and there's so many.
Either white or babies.
Yes, I agree. So what she has done is something that we have advocated for so long. And and not to fault her, because it's wrong in general that we don't make national attention for going missing. That's just wrong within itself. They must listen to Jason Aldean up there.
Well, it was Alabama.
Yes, I think it set us back for something that we have been fighting for, and she fucked it up the very first time we get it. But that's black people shit right there. We do that. We will
True.
fuck shit up in a minute. You give us an inch, we gonna take 99,000 miles with it. All right. Moving along. Oh gosh, now this is another mom who I know is pissed the fuck off. Lenithia Neneleakes, the legend from Real Housewives of Atlanta. She's got two sons. She has her son Bryson, the one with the big wide nose that looked just like the grandfather that she found on season 2 or 3, which we knew we didn't have to do a DNA test, because once we saw that man, we said, God damn, he looked like Bryson, that son. And then she also has her son Brent, who she had with her husband Greg Leakes. May he rest in peace. So her son is not, he loves breaking the law. There's been several cases where he's been doing shit throughout hell, he got arrested a couple of times while Nene was still on the show. Remember that one time he got arrested for like stealing razor blades inside of Walgreens? How is your mom? I think that no matter how pissed off Nene is at you, she will give you $10 to buy you some cheap ass razors to shave your face. But no, he went inside. Hey, as she said, he had his debit card with him, and he still decided to steal the razors. But okay. So he got arrested last week. Apparently he was I'm a little bit fuzzy with the details, kind of like how Carly was with her kidnapping. He was at a house that he was not supposed to be in with some other people. There was lots of drugs. It looks like he may have been selling drugs. I want to say something having to do with fentanyl, all right? So when the cops get there, they're like, who are you? What's your name? Cop shit. He tells them that he is Brent Leakes. That is his younger brother, who we all recall almost died last year because he had a stroke. Not to mention, he is multiple years older than Brent, but he gave his brother's name. So when he first went down to jail, when they arrested him, there is actually a record that still has Brent's name on it, because they didn't realize until they fucking fingerprinted him and saw that he was really Bryson.
Oh, man.
That's fucked
That is.
And also stupid shit. Because did you think they were not going to fingerprint you and run it through their system and it wasn't going to pop up that your knuckleheaded ass's name was Bryson? I don't get that. Why would you? Okay, okay, I'm trying to think of a scenario where I would blame my brothers instead of me. No, I didn't eat that last cookie, Mom. Dante did. Something like that. Not like you got arrested for drugs. Not just like a traffic ticket. You got arrested for drugs and gave your little brother, who in a sense is still recovering from almost dying last year, you gave them his name.
Yeah, I was looking. It says it's charges included possession of a Schedule II controlled substance, violation of probation, loitering, and giving a false name.
Giving a fucking false.
That's a charge.
Yes, it is. It's illegal to do that. I know his mom is so mother. Do y'all remember that episode? If you're a fan of Real Housewives, yeah. So actually, the saying that I'm about to say was her talking to Bryson for fucking up. Now I know you done lost your goddamn mind, and when you find your mind, you come find me. I know that is what she has that on repeat for every time he tries to make a call to her. She goes ahead and accepts it, but she just plays that right there, that voiceover right there every time, and then it goes clean. Like, how embarrassing!
Terribly embarrassing.
That is just so, like, it's embarrassing. It's just wrong. I don't even know if I would fuck with my brother after that. I don't think Nene's gonna fuck with him after this. And not to mention he's got like 17 kids.
Well, didn't she like make him stay in jail?
She did.
Yeah.
Remember, it was an episode that Peter, who used to be married to Cynthia, had to make him go down there and bail him out.
Yeah.
She left him in there for days and days and days, which maybe he should have fucking stayed. Because a mom will always see something in their child that child is able to fool everybody else with, but you as the mom, you know your kid is fucked up.
Yeah, exactly. And this is like felony possession. So he could do some real time.
But he's been in prison. He's been in trouble before.
Yeah.
So doesn't it get to like so many times you've been arrested and gone to jail, you're like a habitual offender?
I mean, you can be a repeat offender.
Wait, didn't I sound smart when I said that?
Yeah,
I sound a little bit smart. I said the word right in there. That's my.
I don't know if Georgia is one of those like a 3-strike. I don't think it's a 3-strike state, but
I bet you Nene is somewhere talking to government officials in Georgia to make it a 3 strikes.
She's going to add a strike
just to
make it a 2-strike.
Yeah. All right, so I have a BAM report.
Oh boy!
Now you know you a motherfucking crackhead if Lamar Odom comes to you and tells you you need help.
You have a problem.
I'm gonna take you to where I went to. Cause remember that time they found me half dead at the Bunny Ranch Motel in Las Vegas, and I had did like 8 balls of crack cocaine and was in a he was like, Lamar almost died.
Yeah, he was bad.
Like this is when Chloe lost all that motherfucking weight, because she was taking care of him, worrying about him, and that they would have to make her leave the hospital, and she would that's when she became gym obsessed right there. Because Lamar, okay, so I don't know if you guys watch College Hill or not, College Hill Celebrity Edition, but he was on there last season, and Lamar ain't all right in the head. He even admits that I'm not all right in the head from when he had like 7 strokes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So when Lamar Odom comes to you and says you have a problem, you know you are damn near death. You know you are one snort, one smoke away from a massive heart attack, and we're going to be seeing Bam Margera from Jackass has died. Let me knock on wood, because I really hope it doesn't happen. And do you know that motherfucker still left that rehab? He left rehab early again.
I'm sure.
So now he's back in the news because he has released a video that he promises that he's going to kick every one of his former Jackass castmates' asses. I just want to know, so are you going to be coked out when you do it? Are you going to be sober? Because to me, Bam looked a little bit out of shape, and that's just from eating bad.
It's like Steve-O and Johnny Knoxville, all those guys look pretty good.
They're doing pretty good. You know why? Because they quit doing fucking drugs.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't feel like you could probably even chase Steve-O. Like, no,
No,
I don't. No, mm-mm, no. I don't
not the
know
very
what
far.
Bam's gonna do at this point. I mean, I think he's maxed out on help.
He's probably going to winehouse it at some point.
All I can say is he's got a pretty strong heart thus far and a pretty fucking strong liver.
He's a tolerant motherfucker.
Yeah, he is. But Bam, do better. And stop trying to see that baby. That baby mama is not gonna let you see this child. Like, just get yourself even halfway together. Okay. And when they have those little visits at the rehab where it's family day, go ahead and invite the baby to come with them because you need complete and total supervision to be, well, really around yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just to exist.
Yeah. Bam, I think you have a better opportunity of seeing that baby that Carly Russell saw before you see the baby that is actually biologically yours. We'll be right back. I want to thank you guys for tuning in to our show. And again, if you like our show, tell your friends, don't tell your family, because then they're going to probably judge you based off of the things that they hear me say on this show. But yeah, tell a friend, tell a coworker, listen to the Libra Lounge with Keisha. All right. So finally, we are wrapping up Mama June. The bitch finally had her wedding. All of her children attended the wedding. Yay, June. But in true June fashion, she decided to have her wedding in Pensacola. I want to say it was Pensacola, Florida, during the winter months. And it was a beach wedding. You know why she was able to do that?
Why?
Because crackheads don't get cold.
True.
They don't get cold. And I will admit, when June was originally planning the wedding and she said all the different colors that it was going to have, it basically it was tropical Skittles. All the colors that are in a bag of tropical Skittles were the colors for June's wedding. It actually didn't look that bad.
It didn't.
It didn't look that bad. It was country as fuck because for their rehearsal dinner, they had Papa John's on the beach. How the fuck did
Pizza on the beach.
Pizza, Papa, not even like some gourmet pizza place from Florida. It was Papa John's. And then it was outside, which meant it was cold. And here she go, make sure y'all get that garlic sauce, y'all. Get them banana peppers, y'all. Don't leave hungry. Like, bitch, we leaving cold and possibly with pneumonia. Like, you couldn't afford to do this anywhere on the inside. So I was happy that all the girls showed up for June, including her daughter, Anna. And they all walked her down the aisle. June looked as good as June could probably ever hope to look in life. Is that fair?
I guess.
Yeah. I mean, there was nothing really special about the wedding, but the inside looked really great. Whoever did like the event planning, they didn't have a whole bunch to work with, but they did a pretty good job. And I'm not going to lie. The food was slapping. I mean, they had fried chicken fried steak, nana pudding, macaroni and cheese. Like, their plates were maxed to the top. And she's like, don't leave hungry, y'all. If y'all want seconds, thirds, get all that you want. Do not leave hungry. Like, God damn, bitch. Didn't you have weight loss surgery? Why are you forcing this food? But the food looked really, really good. And it looked like they had a really good time. The cake looked good. But it's always going to have a little bit of trash to it because it's June. You know what I mean?
So I got to ask, does she just not count her wedding to Sugar Bear in 2013?
They were never married.
She had a wedding in 2013.
You can have a wedding and not be married.
So they never got actually married.
They never got actually married.
Wow.
Yeah, this is her first husband. Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, would you marry Sugar Bear?
No, I wouldn't.
Mama June Bear?
No, I'm just saying you had a wedding and you didn't get married?
Yeah, a lot of fucking celebrities do that shit too. This is not, yeah, people do.
This was 2013, before she was a celebrity.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
fucking June. Why are you saying like you're so surprised? It's June.
Good point.
Yeah. So they do the wedding, everything's great. The girls look great, and then they have the final the scene from the season, which is the phone call. So you've got Anna, their the oldest daughter, and her and June are on the phone, and they three-way call Pumpkin and Alana. I don't know. I can't remember if Jessica was on the phone. Probably not, because like June doesn't fucking like Jessica. Like they just have her there for maybe a little bit of normalcy. I don't know. So that's when Anna breaks the news which it was I mean, you can't say how you would announce that you have cancer to your family, but I just feel like it wouldn't be like how she announced it. She's like, well, guess what y'all's older sister done got herself? Stage 4 cancer. That is how she made the announcement to them. Do you think that could have had a little bit more tact to it, perhaps?
A tad.
I don't know. And I'm sure some people will be like, oh, she's in good spirits. But I tell you what, if I had that diagnosis, y'all wouldn't even be able to understand what the fuck I said. I would just have to hand y'all the letter from the doctor. Because I wouldn't be able to speak, snot. It would be bad. But she just kind of, I don't know, which she has been getting a lot of slack for her behavior on TikTok. One, because she's on TikTok live for multiple hours every single night. And like, she's got these daughters who, like, I think they're giving her at most 5 years. But it is terminal. She's going to die from it. There's nothing else that they can do. So she's always on TikTok eating, like having her face real close up to the camera, laughing like that. Then if her girl is coming, she's like, get in bed. It's time for y'all to go to bed. And so people will be on a live like, if I had terminal cancer, I just feel like I would have a need to want to tuck my children in every single night instead of yelling at them to go get in the bed. Then there's other people who are like, look, she's handling it the best that she can. But what is she really even doing on the live? Nothing. She's in the same unmade bed every time, with pretty much it looks like she got a pajama set from Walmart and just wears a different one she's on there every single night.
Wow.
Which I get it. You're still supposed to live life, but I just feel a little bit more like I'm gonna learn how to paint so I can paint things and leave it for my kids so they can see that their mom painted this. I'm probably going to want to sleep with my small kids like every single night. You know what I'm saying? But she is the product of June motherfucking Shannon. That's all I can say. So that wraps up Mama June. We just had Felon Friday. We had the season premiere of Love During Lockup, which I will be doing my small recaps of it. But if you want to hear me do the full recap, make sure to check me out on Pink Shade Podcast every Monday. I'm co-hosting I am Mary Payne's co-host on that. And we have a full recap on there right now. So make sure to go to iTunes, download it, and listen to it live. Send me a message on what you thought about the show. And then next week, if I decide to record, I'll do my own version of the recap. Stop talking about me. Stop laughing at me, James. You don't know my life. You don't know.
I kind of know your life. I'm kind of part of it.
You think you are.
Oh, okay.
But I have several men who think that they are.
And 3 babies on the road.
And 3 babies on the road who I'm going to just keep following and have on my hazards while I'm following them. See where they go. Looking for the man with orange hair. Now, here's the fuck that everybody going to be scared of men with fucking orange, red hair.
You should be. Anyway.
Okay, so that is our show, guys. Bye.
Bye.
It's the Libra Lounge. The Libra Lounge. Ooh.